It's spooky season. Hey creeps, it's Cameron again, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about books, movies, writing, and all things spooky. And on this episode of Library Macabre, I thought I would do a little vlog of sorts because it is October 1st, and that means there is a lot to talk about. First up, I wanted to let you know that Local Haunts, a HorrorTube anthology, is now officially out and available for you to buy on Amazon. Local Haunts is an anthology of horror stories, all written by booktubers and horror-tubers here in the community. So it features a story by yours truly. I have a story in there called At the End of the Rope, which is an Autumn Crow story. So if you read Autumn Crow and you want just a little bit more of the town, there you go. There is an Autumn Crow story in Local Haunts. And there are a ton of other amazing authors, some of which I've read before, some of which are completely new to me. Now, my paperback copy hasn't arrived yet because Amazon, but it should be here soon. I'm really looking forward to just reading it myself because I've heard a lot of great things about the other stories included. But you can get your copy now, so I'm going to leave links down below in the graveyard where you can order your Kindle version, or if you want to get the paperback, it's only like $9.95. It's super cheap. Also, all proceeds go to charity. The charity is First Book, and they believe that education is the way out of poverty. So they give free books to children, learning supplies to children, they give backpacks, and all kinds of other materials that go to children who are in need. As somebody who works on the children's bookmobile for my public library, this is something that is very near and dear to my heart because we go to schools and we make sure books get into the hands of kids every single day. And I think that's very important because I was a kid who read all the time, and I think that definitely had a huge impact on my life, and I want that to be the case for other kids. So when you buy your copy of Local Haunts, not only are you getting 19 spooky stories, but you're also donating to a good cause. So like I said, links are going to be down below in the graveyard. Definitely go get your copy today. I will also link you over to the editor's video announcement. Her name is Regina St. Clair. She's the one who put the whole book together. She's amazing. She also has a great booktube channel of her own. I've talked about her a couple of times on this channel. I just love her videos. They're so much fun. She is doing a giveaway over on her video, so that's going to be down below. You can go watch the video and see all the guidelines and enter to win. And speaking of giveaways, I recently went to All Hallows Eve Terrortown, which is in Williamsburg, Ohio. It's very close to Cincinnati. I loved that place. It was a lot of fun, and they also offered to give me 2 tickets to give away here on the channel. And as promised, I'm going to announce the giveaway winner right now. Total, there were 9 people who entered to win, and I did a random number generator and came up with Andrew Luxeder. So Andrew, you are the winner of the giveaway. Congratulations. Thank you so much for entering. I will be in touch with you very shortly to give you your tickets. Thank you so much to everybody who entered, and also thank you to Terrortown for inviting me out and for supplying the tickets. And lastly, I thought we would do a little October TBR. Now, I don't usually do TBR videos because every TBR video I have ever made has been a total failure because I never read the books that I said I was going to read, or I didn't finish them all. I think that's the case for everybody on BookTube. I've seen that happen many times to just about everybody, so I'll try not to stress about that too much. But there is a big readathon that I'm going to be partaking in, so I thought I would show you what books I'm going to read. The name of the readathon is the Halloween Creature Feature Reading Extravaganza, and this is hosted by John from Books of Blood and Jason from Jason's Weird Reads. And there are 5 prompts total, so that means 5 books. The first prompt is Only a Woman Can Break His Spell. Read a vampire novel written by a female author. So I chose The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. I'm actually listening to the audiobook. I've already started it. I read Interview with the Vampire years ago, and I've wanted to continue on with the Vampire Chronicles series ever since because I loved Interview with the Vampire. I love the movie. It's just a great story. So that's the one that I chose, is Vampire Lestat, the second book. I am loving it already, but I won't say too much about it. I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up video. The second prompt is Even a Man Who is Pure in Heart. read a werewolf novel with the word wolf or moon in the title. And I'm gonna say already I'm cheating with this one because the novel that I chose is Black Marks by Pete Alden, which clearly does not have the word werewolf or moon written in the title. There's a moon on the cover, and this is a werewolf novel. So I'm still cheating, but I've had this in my TBR for so long. The author sent this for review ages ago, and I've been wanting to read it, I just haven't had a chance to. So this will give me a chance to finally dig into this book. And it sounds really cool. So this is basically like Werewolf by Night, the Marvel comic, where it's a werewolf, but he's kind of a superhero of sorts. And in order to negate the effects of the full moon, he has to shoot up heroin. It's the only thing that works to keep him from turning into a werewolf. But then he decides that he has to unleash the beast and let himself be who he really is in order to fight back against these hunters, the bad guys of the book. So that sounds very interesting, and like it's going to be a little bit of a heavy read since it's going to deal obviously with addiction and things like that. So looking forward to reading that. So that is Black Marks by Pete Alden. The third prompt is to die, to be truly dead, that must be glorious. Read a horror book featuring a dead or undead character, i.e. ghost, vampire, zombie, etc. So the book that I'm choosing is Chasing Ghosts by Glenn Rolfe. This is a very short one, so I'll be able to get through it very quickly. I was sent this for review quite a long while ago. This will be my second Glenn Rolfe book. I recently read his book Until Summer Comes Around, which was a vampire novel. Loved it. It was a lot of fun, very Lost Boys-esque. So this will be a fun little ghost story of sorts. Prompt number 4. It's in the tree. It's coming. Read a book featuring a cryptozoological creature. So the one that I chose for this is Soothing the Savage Swamp Beast by Zachary Magaha. Another one that's been in my TBR for a very long time. It's also very short, which means I can get through it quickly, which is always a good thing when you're doing readathons. And prompt number 5, the final prompt, is that is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. That's a quote by H.P. Lovecraft, who I've actually not read a whole lot of, so I'm not super experienced when it comes to Lovecraft, unfortunately. But this one is read a book of cosmic or Lovecraftian horror written by a person of color. And I chose The Ballad of Black Tom. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. I've actually been looking for a first edition copy and I've had trouble finding it, so I don't have a physical copy on me. I'm gonna try to get this from my library. So those are all of the prompts for the readathon. I'm hoping I can get through all of those because I have a few more books that I would like to squeeze in during the Halloween season. So I'm gonna go over those next. The first few that I have here are all ones that I have already started. So the first one is Halloween Season. This is by Lucy A. Snyder. I'm doing this as a buddy read with Janine Pipe, and we're going to also do a joint review together here on the channel when the book comes out on October 5th. So I only have a few more days to finish it. I'm about halfway through. It's super short, so I should get through this very quickly. But yeah, I should have a review up of this in a couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. I would also like to finish A Night in the Lonesome October. I started reading this last year, and I got 63 pages in. I was loving it. I thought it was a great book. Very unique, but kind of was starting to go through a bout of depression at the time, and that wound up lasting quite a few months. So I never got around to finishing it. I was very distracted with where I was at mentally. So I would really like to go back to this and finish it up. Same goes for Halloween Fiend by C.V. Hunt. It's very short, but I only got 32 pages in and got very distracted and couldn't focus on anything. So I'd like to finish reading Halloween Fiend. I would also like to finish listening to this book right here on audio. This is called Pivot. It's the first book in a series. I am over halfway through and it is great. I'm loving it. So you can expect to see a review of that sometime this month. I would also like to finish listening to Halloween, The Old Myers Place by Kelly O'Rourke. This is the second book in this 90s Halloween trilogy. I listened to the first book on YouTube. There's actually a guy who has been going to all of these old novelizations and reading them on YouTube. He does his own audiobooks. They are completely ad-free, so he's not making any money off of it, and I believe he's getting permission from the authors. So it's a good way to catch up on all of these old out-of-print slasher movie novelizations. So he's done a whole entire narration of all 3 books in the series. I listened to the first one. I am about halfway through the second one, so I'd like to listen to that. Also, I want to listen to the 3rd book in the trilogy, and then I might do a review here on YouTube and just tell you guys what I thought of these crazy little books. Another audiobook that is related to Michael Myers that I'd really like to listen to is Taking Shape, which is all about the making of John Carpenter's original Halloween. I was sent an audiobook of this to listen to, so I'm very excited to get to that finally. A couple more books that I would like to get to in October. The first one is The Night Will Find Us by Matthew Lyons. This is going to come out on October 20th, so I'd like to get a review up before then. This is about a bunch of teenagers who go into the woods and get lost, and there's like ghosts and cosmic creatures and all kinds of craziness, so sounds really cool. The next 2 books I would like to read in October are Grim Harvest and Demon Harvest. These are both by Patrick C. Green. They're the 2nd and 3rd book in the Haunted Hollow Chronicles series. I read the first book called Red Harvest last year, loved it. It was a very cozy Halloween fallish read, but also very gory at the same time. It had everything that I love. It was a great book, so I'm very excited to continue on with the series. I'd also like to try to get to The Last Night of October by Greg Chapman. I've heard a lot of great things about this author. In fact, I'm going to be doing another unboxing video very soon. I've already filmed it, I just need to edit it together and post it. But it centers around Greg Chapman's books, and this was one of the books that I got sent. So I would really like to read this in October. It looks like this is the perfect book for spooky season. Lastly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this in October or not, just because this is an ambitious stack as it is, but I wanted to mention it because this is the release day. This is also coming out today on October 1st. This is Greetings from Captain Clive's Dream World by John Bassoff. I have heard great things about this book. It centers around a carnival. It's a mix of horror, sci-fi, noir. I've heard that there's a lot of Lynchian elements to this, so I'm sold. It just sounds like a great read. So hopefully I can squeeze this in. If not, I'll definitely read it in November. So those are all of the books that I would like to try to read in October. Obviously, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to read every single one of these, but I'm going to try. But I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. I would like to just relax this Halloween season and just kind of take it easy. I think I need that this year. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for ordering local haunts if you've placed your order already. Don't forget that if you want something else to read this Halloween season, pick up Autumn Crow. This is a book that I released last year. It's about a town called Autumn Crow. All of the stories are centered around this one town where it's Halloween all the time, and I just poured my love of Halloween into this book. So if you'd like to order it, link's going to be down below in the graveyard. Again, very, very short book. It's only about 150 pages, so you can get through it pretty quickly. Also, if you read Autumn Crow, or you've read it already, or you read local haunts, please, please, please don't forget to leave a review on Amazon, Goodreads, share it with your friends. That really helps us indies get the word out about our books, because it's hard. So if you do that, thank you. Thank you so much. May the spirit of Halloween have favor in your life. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Later, creeps.